Hey guys, Nick60 here, coming to you with a look at the Omega Dragon, which I believe has the same stats as the Mustang Gamma Racer. Now, there's continuing to be some server connectivity issues, so I ended up having to go with what footage I could get. Unfortunately, this means that this is basically, you're seeing my first attempt at the laps in this thing. So, sorry about that. But, yeah, and the reason why I didn't start with the Mustang Alpha, even though I did take advantage of the free upgrade to the Aurora Marquis, is for some reason the Aurora Alpha that I upgraded to is glitching out, and even when I re-equip all the stuff that isn't normally equipped, it, including the thrusters and whatnot, it doesn't move or anything. So hopefully the Alpha will be fixed and I'll be able to have a look at that too, but until then we do at least have one Mustang that flies. And the first thing you note is this thing can easily outrun the Auroras for sure. Well, both the Auroras and the Hornets, unless the Hornets have received a major speed bump that I didn't notice. You can see it's currently maxing out at 270 meters per second, so it can book it, which is great for racing. And once I got the hang of it, which unfortunately I don't have any good footage of, it was I liked it for racing. I mean, yeah, it had higher speeds in the M50 and the 350R, but this one felt more maneuverable once I got the hang of it. It felt more maneuverable and more stable than those two. And they've probably been rebalanced since, but I haven't had an opportunity to fly either of those. So, sticking with the Dragon for now. Really stable, definitely fast, good all-around racer, which also has made it a fairly decent interceptor in combat, which will come after the, in fact, let's switch to that now. One moment. There we go. Over to combat. First thing I noticed when using this in combat was its sheer speed. And again, this isn't my best run, but this is better than my first attempt at the very least. Instead of just getting into turning fights and seeing who can get behind each other, like with the Aurora and the Hornet, which are the primary ships which I've spent flying time in, at the very least, the Gamma and the Dragon, though I'm sure the other Mustangs probably have the same kind of speed capabilities, if not quite as fast, is you can just blast past your opponent, firing a few shots before running away, turn around, and just keep doing it again. Which, that certainly avoids the dogfight scenario. And because in order to try to do the constant dogfighting like you're seeing here, I more or less have to have my speed output all the way to the bottom in order to constantly stay on someone's tail. And that works, and then you can just do what I'm doing, which is blasting out of the combat zone, picking my new target, and then coming back down in. And I'm still getting the hang of it, but I think I like it. I mean, yeah, the Aurora M, I mean not the Aurora M, the Hornet M, which they had as the trainer, was nice because it was a little tankier and things, but I was never really any good at that. So having the Dragon to just be able to fly out, pick your target, and blast in is definitely a change in tactics, which I still have to get used to, but thus far I really like it. Now, as far as armaments go, the Gamma and the Dragon both came with Bearing M3A lasers. Basically, you're throwing rocks at your target at a iffy rate of fire. if you equip a lot of them, it's not so bad, but the biggest issue with them is they're still kind of piddling guns, and you have the side issue of only being able to mount 2 standard. Now, you'll note that I actually have 4 weapons, and the Racer and the Dragon do not come with turret, to my knowledge. I know the Dragon doesn't. So instead, what I did was, since I still had the Alpha, for now at least, is I tore the turret off of it, where its default M3As sit, and stuck it under the nose on the Dragon. And I'm very happy that they left the hard point there for that. And it ran into the same issue that tends to be an issue with most of these different weapon systems, and that you can't put, say, you can't put energy weapons in them because they don't recharge. But thankfully, I still had my old autocannons. Unfortunately, they have rebalanced the autocannon. Well, both unfortunately and fortunately, they rebalanced the autocannons. Now, the end result of this is these have a slower rate of fire and do a little less damage than they used to, but it's livable because, one, they changed ammo setup, thankfully, so you can equip them with their full load, which is now 200, and they still do more per shot damage than the lasers, as well as have a tendency to, as I believe just happened there, punch through the cockpit and just kill the pilot, as opposed to the lasers where you more or less just have to batter the thing to pieces. So, putting lasers in the nose, putting the autocannons in the nose isn't too much of a problem for the most part. The issue that I have actually right now with the Mustang is the wing mounts. The wing mounts are only size 1. Well, at least they are on the Racer. And I can understand having only small weapon housings, but that means you're more or less stuck with, well, I am at least. I need to go back through the full listing of the new weapons. But I'm certainly stuck with the Bearing M3 lasers or going out and getting another pair of autocannons. There aren't any alternatives, which means that either way, they only take more or less the pea shooter class of weapon systems. You can put heavier weapons in the nose. I think it's up to size 3, I could be wrong. But, like I said, it's just, for now, you're still pretty limited, especially since the size 3 weapons that you're gonna probably have most easiest access to is the Bulldogs, which are laser weapons. And I would really love to put the Bulldogs in the wings in place of the M3As, but they're too large. I can put them in the nose, but they only have a very short burst before they can run out of power. So it would be nice if they would either fix the power regeneration issue, or slightly up the size on the wing mounts. And, you know, feel free to let me know what you think in the comments. I mean, I could be wrong. There's quite possibly an argument, well, not quite possibly, there is an argument to be made that, hey, this is a Racer. If the other Mustangs have larger weapon housings, that's fine, but as a Racer, it doesn't deserve to have larger weapons because it's got its speed. So, you know, that's not a major complaint. I mean, I certainly still had fun just running around blasting with these. The one thing I would like to note about the Mustangs in general, and the Delta may or may not already fix this issue and I'm just not aware of it yet, is 0 missile options. I think it would be nice to be able to mount, even if it's just a single small launcher system, like what the Aurora has for missile racks, or even just take a pair of, or even just stick 1 missile each under the wing, so you have 2 missiles. Just a little something other than guns. I tend to like having some variety in the options that I have, but that's just me. And again, there are certainly arguments to be made to say that, hey, it's already got its speed to make up for its lack of missiles, so it can just do, as I said, in and out combat. So it's not a major complaint, just a couple things that I think would be nice to see, especially with some of the customization stuff that's already going on. Just the ability to jury rig stuff would be pretty cool. Overall though, while I'm still getting the hang of it, because it is a drastic change from the Hornet, which I was never very good at anyways, I am liking the Consolidated Outlines Omega Dragon, and consequently, I'd guess, the Racer. And like I said, I'll try to get the alpha out as soon as I can figure out what's wrong and why it isn't flying, and I'll have to recheck the patch notes, which is something I forgot to check the known issues section last time. And I have to thank, let me get the name back up real quick. I have to thank Mike Nerone for reminding me that there is that particular section there. So, oops. But yeah, hopefully I can get the alpha out at least, and then we'll see if I have if I have any time or spare funds after Christmas shopping's done to go about upgrading to either the Gamma, or no, not the Beta, or the Delta. But yeah, that has been the Gamma and the Dragon, or the Dragon and the Gamma, whichever order you want to put them in. Racers, very fast, very fragile, but yeah, I like it. I really do. I'm gonna have fun trying to see just how long I can survive by just running away, basically, as soon as the server stability is up. Like I said, unfortunately, this is about as good as you could get right now on stability and what I could record. I did actually try to hold this one in an actual race and an actual combat zone, but I just kept dropping connection. So, I'm sorry about that, but I'm gonna try to have things on the live PvP section from now on as much as I can. So yeah, new Mustangs, I like them, and not just because they're named after one of the best fighters ever. Yeah, a little bit of bias there. So, okay, yeah. Out of stuff to say, so thank you all for taking time to watch this. Fractured Space should be out next, in celebration of the Orion launch. And if you like this video and want to see more, please check out my channel. If you want to keep up with all the videos that will be coming out, please subscribe. Check out my Twitter, Nick60vids. And if you really like this video and are feeling generous, please check out my Patreon, Nikolai60. Really appreciate it. And before I forget, there are several game giveaways going on right now. BioShock, Fractured Space, Guns of Icarus, and Portal. And there will be a link to the video describing all that in the description. So yeah, if you are interested and want to have a look in those, and there may or may not even end up a Mustang on the docket, depending on how things go, yeah, please check them out. So until then, I will see you guys next time. This is Nick60 signing off. Fly safe.